My God, this feels so weird. I'm like not used to this. I am back with a new video after, what has it been, like 8 months now? So maybe go grab a snack. This is probably gonna be a long video. I just kind of wanted to give you guys like a huge update on why I left, what's been going on with me, the future of this channel, and just, I don't know, just like sit down and catch up because it's been so long. So I'm warning you, I have nothing written down. I'm literally going off the top of my head. It's probably gonna be all over the place. So grab a snack and we will hop right into it. Where do I begin? I first want to say I literally have missed you guys so much. I have missed YouTube. I have missed this channel, this community, more than you know. And the thing that had been stopping me, honestly, from making a video is I feel like I went so long just kind of like leaving you guys that I honestly didn't know if anyone would care. And I know that is stupid of me to think, because regardless if one person watches this or 10 or 100 or 1,000, it shouldn't matter, right? If you are here and watching this, I appreciate you, because that means that you probably want to know what's going on. Or maybe you don't even like me and you're just nosy. But I guess I should begin like 8 months ago, when I kind of just disappeared from this channel without giving you guys a warning, which I apologize for. But 8 months ago, I was in a really bad place, to be honest with you. And I can say that now. I don't think I could have said it 8 months ago. And I don't think I could have sat down and made a video about leaving. I just was in a really bad spot mentally. And I was at this point, and I think some of you guys actually have noticed it in my last maybe like 3 videos. I was always battling with the fact where I was like, I want to get over recovery, but I feel like I need to be helpful here. That's like the biggest thing for me is I didn't know who I could be without recovery. My whole identity since, what, 2015? When did I have Tumblr? I don't even know, 2014? It's just been this girl who was sick, and that's who I've always been. And, you know, I obviously have gotten so much better, and that's why I made this. I'm literally sweating. I'm nervous. But that's why I made this YouTube channel, is because I wanted to help you guys, and I wanted to just not feel alone in recovery. But then it got to a point where I felt like I was recovering, but every time I would pick up this camera, I felt like I was going back into my sickness. And I wanted to help you guys so much. Like, that was my main priority, but I felt like it was keeping me, I don't know how to say this. I kept feeling like vlogging about recovery was making me feel sick. So I just was like, you know what? I need a break. And I didn't know it was going to be like 8 months. I thought maybe it'll be a month. Maybe I just need to just see what it's like to not talk about recovery or my eating disorder or whatever it is. I just wanted a break to kind of feel normal. And so I remember the first month, I stopped thinking about food so much. And you guys know, like, I always did full days of eating, and I just feel like I was constantly obsessed with food. Even though I felt like I was recovered, I feel like always being like, oh, I have to vlog my food, I have to make sure I'm eating this. Food was always on my mind, and that was not healthy for me. I took these past, 8 months to really just feel normal. And what I mean by that is I just started to try and eat normally and not think about it so much, and not, you know, constantly think about what can I talk about today that can help people recover. Even my Instagram captions have changed, you know. I just had to find who I was outside of recovery, and I don't know how else to explain that. When your whole identity has been recovery and your sickness for so long, it is frightening to let go of that, because I honestly feel, and that's why took me 8 months to make this video, that no one would really care, that everyone loved Sick Jen, and that maybe I'm boring without that. Maybe people won't like who I am, because I know I've changed. And I mean, if you follow me on Twitter or on Instagram or wherever, like, you know, obviously I have changed. I'm not who I was when you probably first started watching my videos, but in the best way. I mean, for me, maybe not to some people. I've changed, in my opinion, for the better. I feel so much happier and so much healthier. I feel like now I'm in a place where I can talk about my recovery, or I can talk about, you know, things that have helped me or my mental health without feeling like that is my whole identity, because I've now branched out and I'm more than that, if that makes sense. That's kind of like one aspect of, I guess, why I left, is I just really needed a break. I guess I was having an identity crisis is the best way to sum it up. But there were also some other things going on in my life that I'm like torn on how much to share. And I think I will share more in the future. I definitely want to do some more videos here. I definitely will start vlogging again. They may be a little different. I also want to do like some Q&As, some sit downs, maybe even some hauls, just kind of like freshen up the channel and just, I don't know. I don't need to always do things about recovery. I know you guys will remind me of that, but it's just like that mental hurdle of getting over the fact where I could be more than that, I guess I'm trying to deal with. But yeah, I was in a rough spot, okay, 8 months ago, mentally, like I said. And when you're not feeling good mentally, it kind of, I mean, for me at least, I kind of push people away. And, you know, let me start with this, okay? Connor, I know everyone's waiting for me to say his name. He has been in my life since I was what? 12 years old. However, I only ever introduced him to you guys or the channel, what was it? Maybe like 3 years ago now. But he's actually been in my life since I was 12. I just was very cautious about putting him on here because when you put things on the internet, it's out there for everybody to judge and everyone to like throw their opinion on. And that's why I don't really post a lot of my family or of, you know, anyone that I really love, because I'm like, you know what, you can be mean to me, but you're not gonna be mean to my family, okay? That's where I draw the line. It took me a while to just kind of introduce him on here. And then when I did that, I did get a lot of backlash. It made me not want to ever post anything personal because it's very odd that I know I post my body. You know, people like, I guess, look to me and then think because I'm this like fantasy online that I cannot have like a romantic life outside of being this person that they want to fantasize about online. Does that make sense? And I do get it, but at the same time, people gotta live their life. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this, and I never thought that I was going to share this online with you guys. I kind of thought it was something I was gonna sweep under the rug and we were gonna move on from it. But Connor and I did break up. I was the one to do it. And I will explain what kind of went down in as much detail right now as I feel like is, I don't know. I was pushing people away in my life. I was in a really bad spot mentally. I didn't know what I wanted. And I was like, you know what? I've never been by myself. Since the age of 12, Connor and I have always talked to each other. I don't think we've gone a day without not talking to each other. And I was at this point where I was like, I want to be alone. I want to be by myself. I don't even know. I was having this crisis inside of me. And, you know, I kind of felt guilty about it, but I was just at this point where there were issues in the relationship, which again is another reason why I want to talk about this, is because when you look at people online, you generally, oh my God, it's embarrassing. You generally only kind of see the good because that's obviously what we want to put out in the world, right? And Connor and I, of course, our relationship was like so solid, but there were a lot of issues in it as well that obviously we didn't share online because not everything needs to be aired out online, right? Taking my mental health being really bad and then these issues that were just bugging me so much, I was at a breaking point. For the first time in my life, Connor and I, so this happened in February. So February, March, April, May. For 4 months, Connor and I did not talk to each other. We didn't text. We didn't FaceTime. We didn't see each other. We literally had zero communication for the first time in our entire lives. When you've been with someone for so long, there's things that bother you. And there's things where, you know, the one person says, oh, I'll make a change and I'll, you know, that won't happen again. And then it happens again. And then you're kind of like, you said this wouldn't happen again. And I'm not saying that I'm innocent. I have my flaws. He has his flaws. I'm sharing this because I'm sure some of you guys are in relationships, and I just want to stress that the importance of communicating, because I think that Connor and I, we didn't communicate well enough so it got to the point where we were both like at our wits end and it just kind of broke. So yeah, Connor and I went 4 months with literally zero communication, and you know, it was rough, like I said, but it also was very good for finding out, I don't know, just that I could be okay by myself. There was something about me realizing that, you know what, I'm actually good by myself. And that was a huge deal. Having time to just, you know, do me and focus on me, and Connor as well. Connor got to do him and focus on him. I think that it actually helped us for the next part of the story. You'll understand. It was May. Yeah, I think it was May. Yeah, it was just before my birthday in June. So it was May, and I decided to text him. And I was like, hey, would you want to go to the beach? He replied back in like 3 seconds, like, boy, were you waiting for me to text you? Yeah, so he texted me back and he was like, absolutely, like, let's go. So we went to the beach, and I can't even explain this feeling. When you've been in a relationship for a really long time, you almost get really comfortable where it's just like the norm. It's just this everyday. There's not like that, you know, the honeymoon phase. I mean, I don't mean to like scare people, but it kind of did like wear off a little bit because my fault and his, we kind of stopped like putting effort in, and we're just like, all right, well, we've been together for this long. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. It doesn't matter. We don't need to flirt. We don't need to like try. It's just, it is what it is, which was wrong. Don't do that. So we hung out at the beach, and I was almost like felt giddy like the first time that we met. I was like, this is nice. It was nice to be able to catch up and ask like, hey, what's going on in your life? Because we had, you know, just been together for so long, like every single day with no time apart, that we never had to ask each other those questions because we knew what was going on in each other's lives. And it felt nice to be able to actually share parts of you. Like I got to tell him things that were going on in my life and how I was feeling, and it just felt really good. The only way that I can explain it is like we started to redate each other. We literally started as if we were like from the beginning. And I know over this time, a lot of you guys were worried, and I was getting a lot of messages like, are you and Connor still together? And there was a lot of rumors, I saw them online, about, oh, Connor broke up with Jenna. Jenna, oh my God, I call myself my government name, Jen, or Jenna. You can call me what you want. But yeah, like Connor broke up with Jen because now she's a whore and blah, blah, blah. First of all, I've always been a whore, and Connor loves me for that. So that's wrong. If you're watching this to get some tea, that is false. I will set the record straight here. I was the one who broke up with Connor. And Connor has literally always been supportive of what I do and who I am. And that's why I love our friendship and our relationship, is because we both know that we are our own people. Connor does not control me, and I don't control Connor. Connor likes very different things than me. He's like a little nerd and a little gamer. He loves Twitch, 100 Thieves. He loves all that stuff. That's not my cup of tea, but I'm like, do you, bro? And Connor knows how, like, who I am. I am someone who is very open. I'm very, you know, I'm very in touch with my sexuality and showing my body, and he literally loves that for me. He supports me with that. And I just don't want any of you guys to get that twisted or think that it had anything to do with that, because it did not. So after Connor and I started talking again back in May, I just was at a point where I was like, I want to keep this private. And I didn't tell you guys, I didn't post anything. Like, even on my personal Instagram account, I think I took off all the pictures of Connor and I, just because I was like, you know what? I don't want this on social media anymore. And I really was, I don't know, like I didn't even think I was gonna make this video and go into detail, because I was like, I don't want people to know or hold this against me. But now I'm like, you know what? I've shared so much of my life with you guys. I think it's important to also share this. Connor and I have a very like unique relationship, and a lot of people don't understand it, or they're like, how can you tweet about wanting someone to sit on your face when you have a man? And I'm like, because maybe my man wants to see it. Every relationship is very different, and right now, I don't even know like what you would call Connor and I guess we're just like dating each other again. That's the best way that I can put it. You know, we're not just like 24/7, you know, on each other's back of the heels and just kind of like annoying each other all the time. It's just been so nice to, I don't know, just feel like you're dating somebody again. And I don't know, I just feel like no matter how long that you're with someone, you should still put in effort like you did at the beginning, if that makes sense. That's something that I feel like you guys should take away from this, is like, if you are with someone, don't stop putting in effort just because you're comfortable, or you're like, yes, I got this chick, or I got this guy. Don't do that. I am thankful now looking back that we did go through what we did, even though at the time, oh my God, it was so hard. I felt like my life was falling apart. It was a lot. It was scary and it was a lot. And I was honestly a little scared to tell you guys. And I'm glad I didn't make a video like 4 months ago, because I was gonna come on here and be like, Connor and I broke up and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna be that YouTuber who makes like a we broke up video. Now I can say it and I'm like, it's in the past. But you know, Connor and I just, we have such a unique relationship, and I do love sharing it with you guys, and he will be in the vlogs when I start vlogging again, so you guys can all see your favorite mans. I know that a lot of you are gonna ask like, okay, so are you engaged still? We're gonna put all that on hold, okay? So no, you know, I feel, and I don't mean to say this in like a rude way, but I feel like that's when everything kind of started to go wrong. We are okay with just being Jen and Connor like we always have been. To be honest, we always told each other we would never get married. We wanted to be those people who were just like, no, we've been together since we were like 12. We don't need to get married. So you know what? We might never do that. Like, you know what I mean? Right now we're just dating each other and he's in my life and we're doing fun things and we're, you know, we're just having fun. You know, in the future, if things don't work out, things don't work out. At least we tried, but also if they do work out, that's amazing, right? So we're just kind of putting everything in the air. And, you know, I want to continue sharing, you know, Connor on here, even though I'm a little scared, because just when you have something that's good, I just get a little scared putting it online. But that's basically the story of what happened to Connor and I, and why he kind of disappeared from my life. And even though he seems like he's disappeared now, he's not. He's been back in my life for literally months now. You just don't really see him that often. But if I start vlogging again, then you'll see him. What else has been going on with me, or that is new? Oh, you may have noticed with my face, I did get my mole removed. And now I know some of you are probably gonna be like, Jen, why would you do that? It was just something that for me, I didn't like about myself. And honestly, I know self-love is an amazing thing. However, I'm all for doing things if it's going to better your confidence and you've tried to love yourself and you're still, I mean, do you guys remember me in my videos doing this? I would do that all the time. You guys would call me out for it and I was like, I didn't know how to say that. I was self-conscious about something that was on my face. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt nervous to say anything, but I finally did it. I actually did it when Connor and I weren't talking. I really was going through a lot. Honestly, it was the best decision. I feel so much more comfortable and confident with my face, and I honestly forget that I even had it. And don't get me wrong, I think moles can be beautiful. If you love yours, amazing. I honestly, it was never something like, oh, I think that's ugly. It more so was something that I personally on my face just was self-conscious about, and I didn't like it. And I also would pick it and it would bleed. And I was like, you know what? If this is something that I can just remove and there, poof, you know, I don't have to worry about it anymore, why wouldn't I do that? You know what I mean? So like I said, some people like to get fillers, some people like to, you know, remove this. Like, it's just those little cosmetic things that can make you feel better about yourself, or like even dyeing your hair, you know what I mean? I do that because it makes me feel better about myself. So do whatever's gonna make you feel best about yourself. But I did get that done and I'm really happy with it. And it healed really well. I don't know if you guys can even tell where it is. There's like a tiny little scar, but it's barely noticeable. What else is new in my life? Oh, Mim and Beans. Oh my God, can I go get them really quickly? A handful of kittens. Look at babies. Look at, oh my goodness. So this is Mim. I mean, you guys know. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry. My little baby. So that's Mimi. And Mimi is literally as squeaky as ever. Actually, they did have some health complications. I don't know if I told you guys. I think, hi baby, they're around 15 years old. So, I mean, I call them kittens, but like, hi baby. Here's Beans, my little orange boy. Are you good, baby? He's so sweet. But yeah, they are like 15 years old, and they did have a couple health scares when I wasn't vlogging, which was literally terrible, and I was a mess because obviously they're my children and I literally don't even want to think about life without them. We're not even gonna go there, but they're doing so well and they're healthy now. So yeah, there actually has been, I guess, like as much bad as there's been going on in my life. Well, not even bad, but just like a rough time in my life. There has been obviously some good, and I feel like, you know, just, you know, now I don't know if all of you guys know, but I mean, you probably do if you follow me elsewhere, but I've been really killing it on OnlyFans. I don't know, are we allowed to like talk about that there? I would love to make a video really in depth about it. We have a bomb ass community on there, and it's something that I don't know how to explain this. I am someone who like, I love showing my body off, and I'm not afraid to say that. Do you know what I mean? It has taken me so long to love my body. Why would I hide it? Why would I hide my hottest years? Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna show that shit off. I just really enjoy that platform, that I can just be myself on there. And it also, weirdly enough, has kind of helped me, I guess, find my identity outside of being the sick girl, because now I'm just Jen, and I'm Jen who can do whatever she wants, and I don't feel this like pressure to be this perfect role model. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and I'm not worried about what other people think of me. And that's something that, as a people pleaser who is always so concerned about being this role model and good for, I don't even know what I was thinking, but I'm just happy that I can have all these different branches of who I am. I can still be Jen who can try and help you guys in recovery. I can still be Jen who is a badass bitch, and I can be so many different things. And I think that before I was like really boxing myself into just being this like perfect recovery role model, when in reality I truly believe that part of recovery is getting over it. I feel like if you're stuck in recovery, like you didn't make it to the other side. And hopefully, like showing you guys, I don't know if this is true, this is what I'm telling myself, but hopefully showing you guys that there's life beyond recovery can be helpful enough as it is. So that's why I'm thinking in the future, with vlogging and making videos, they may not be what they used to be. I might not be, showing my, what I eat in a day. Obviously I'll show you guys if I'm eating something cool, but they might not be as recovery based or helpful, but maybe even just me living my life and finding my new identity can be helpful in some way. I don't know. I guess the past 8 months have just been me trying to figure my shit out, and me trying to just be, I don't even know. I don't know. I was sick for so long, and I don't even know who I was or who I am. So I guess I'm just still figuring it out. I just appreciate you guys sticking there with me, even though I know I've changed and I've grown, and maybe not everyone likes who I am now, but I had to do this for me. And social media is a great thing, but at the end of the day, real life is what matters. And that's why I kind of had to take a break, because I needed to get my life sorted out in real life. And it wasn't just something that I wanted to document on video or make it like a reality TV show on here. Like, it was real, and it was scary, and I was going through a really hard time in my life, and things were falling apart, but they're back together now. And I feel like I'm finally at a place where I can make videos again. And I feel like mentally, of course, I still struggle. And honestly, I'm excited to talk to you guys about what I've been struggling with. But I also feel like my life has gotten so much better, and on a daily basis, I really don't think about recovery or that I even was ever sick. And that's a huge accomplishment for me. So I want you guys to know that that is possible. This is a place, if you're struggling with, that safety blanket of being in recovery, this place is possible. It just takes a lot of work. I don't know, I guess I should just leave it at that. I'm probably missing out on some things. I think for now, that kind of gives you guys like a rough update on why I left. And honestly, I do feel really bad for not really telling you guys. I mean, I did try to update you guys and just tell you that I needed a break, which was true, but there was just a lot going on in my life, and I'm excited to be back with my little nuggets, and it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be different, and I'm excited to vlog again and just have this community back, even though I literally have no idea who's even gonna watch this, and I'm scared. But you know what? I'm making this video to just update whoever wants to know. But I think the next video I'll do like a Q&A, so you guys can ask me kind of like anything from this video, what's been going on. You can always leave them in the comment section, and I'll go through them, and maybe I can put enough questions together, I can make a Q&A for you guys and sit down again and kind of just answer some questions that you guys have on what went down and stuff. So I love you guys so freaking much. I'm so happy to be back, and I hope this kind of explained why I left. So I love you. I love you. I love you. I will be back soon. I promise.